Hi ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back. Today we're doing a trackway installation for a client. It's a forestry compound, so the trackway the existing trackway that they've already got, we're going to be taking the surface off, digging down probably only about 6 inches, and then once it's all dug out tomorrow, we've got 6 loads of type 1 turning up, so we're just going to cap everything off just so that when the lorries come in to load up, they got a nice stable base. The ground here does sort of lay notoriously wet, so we will be putting a membrane down before we put the stone in, but today we're just going to be predominantly focusing on getting it all dug out. So I'll show you sort of the area that we're going to be working on, and yeah, and then you'll show you the process, take you along the way, and hope that you enjoy it. I'll show you around. So we're in a pretty lovely little spot, and basically this is the trackway that we're going to be doing. We're sort of going to start from just beyond this wood pile, somewhere's around there, come all the way along and then go all the way up. We're going to go up past these log stacks. But yeah, this sort of area here is where the wagons normally draw up, and they'll load off of the stacks. Stacks are usually either side. There is also a few sort of small piles of dirt around. There's one there, there's one further down there that they're just going to get levelled off through, tidy this area up. But like I say, we're going to dig down probably about 6 inches to ram it, and then just top it back up with stone, make it nice and even, so that when the wagons come in, it's just a nice even ramp from the entrance all the way up. So let's get to it. again, I don't know how well you can pick it up, but we've taken out the nib. There was sort of a bit of a nib here, or a ridge, and then there was one just the other side, sort of down there. There is a little low spot in the bottom, just along there. But that'd be perfectly fine, you know. We'll top that up with the aggregate that comes in. But you can see that this is all the old stuff that was what we put in before, and because this was the sub base, which was all sort of hardcore recycle crush, and then on top of that again was a type 1 capping, but over the years, I mean, you can see sort of leftovers of it, you know. That's old sort of type 1, but over the years, as it's been driven on, you know, that's got mixed in with mud and dirt. And again, what doesn't help is when the rain comes, there's a sort of a couple of local ditches that run along. There's a main road literally probably 50 yards that way, couple of ditches that run alongside there. There's a big lake sort of over that way, so when we get a lot of heavy rain, a lot of that does wash down, which is why this sort of area lays so wet. So when it is wet, when you've got machines coming in and out, tractors, trailers, lorries coming in, obviously they're bringing dirt onto the track, and that's how it all gets sort of mixed up with the type 1. But yeah, so we're pretty much halfway. We're literally just going to the end of that timber stack there, because in that area there will be the loading bay. We'll carry this level on pretty much all the way through. Again, there will be another little low spot just around there, because it already is a low spot, but again, that'll all just get topped up with the type 1. So yeah, we'll crack on, get this done. Like I say, we got the aggregate coming in tomorrow, so I'm going to get this dug out. I'm going to collect the membrane on the way in tomorrow morning, from the local merchant, pick that up, come here, and hopefully all of this should be dug out by the end of today. I'm not too sure what the time is, to be fair, but if it's not, there won't be much to do in the morning. And if the wagons do get here, you know, they've got the stuff down the front. But what we're going to do, we're going to get them to tip up the first load at the beginning of the track, so they'll literally back in, tip up just down there. We'll drag that back, and then when they return, they'll drive on to the new type 1 that's been spread about until it stops, and then where it stops, they'll tip the other load, and then we'll basically work it like that. So we just, you know, we're working backwards along the track, if that makes sense. I think we've got two shuttling tomorrow, so we should have one tip, and then their yards are about half hour away from here. So once one's been tipped, we'll probably have about half an hour to spread that until the next lorry gets here with the next load. But that's, you know, that's plenty of time to do what we got to do. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll carry on. the track is done, all dug out all the way up to the end of the loading bay where we wanted. As you can see, all the way from the bottom all the way up, and then what I've done just up where sort of the machine is, we sort of feathered it in, because obviously we didn't want to dig out past the bay. The client literally just wanted the sort of that section done. So this sort of area here, you can see on the old sort of level, what we've done is we've just gradually feathered it up into there. So all the spoil that has come out of here has now all been laid all across there. So what we're going to do is just literally level all this area off now, just blend all that in. That will then sort of tie in with this, and it'll just make this whole sort of area look quite nice and tidy. So annoyingly, I was hoping to get it all finished tonight, but just had a phone call. I got to pop to another site because we got an issue with the machine, so I'll shoot down there and go and have a look at that. So didn't quite get it all finished, but all of that is all now levelled off. We've got the first layer, or the first bit of terrain down. So we've literally just got that laid there, so the first load will come in and tip just on the front there, and then what we'll do is we'll pull it back, and as we're working back we'll roll this out and just gradually work all the way along. So yeah, we got one wagon on turnaround today, which I was hoping for two, because then it'd just speed the process up, because we're probably looking at sort of, I'd have thought, an hour between each load, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. So we're going to give the machine a quick grease up and get her ready for the day whilst we're sitting around waiting, and then hopefully the first load won't be too far away. So let's get at it. that's the sort of the first lot that we've put down. It's still needs a little bit of fettling around and finishing off, but it gives you the sort of rough idea of what it'll look like. So it'll be coming up to sort of here, be a finish level. We may go a little bit over, and then that way it just allows for a little bit of settlement over time. But approximately it's going to be about 6 inches deep. It might be a bit deeper in some places and a little bit shallower in others, but on a general rule it's going to be approximately 6 inches. So unfortunately we got a little bit of waiting to do in between loads. Like I say, I was hoping we'd have a couple of wagons on turnaround, but we've only got one, and unfortunately there's a lot of roadworks going on where we are and where the wagons actually got to come from. Traffic's causing a nightmare, so it's meaning that it's about an hour and 20 minutes between each load, which is a little bit annoying. So, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can still get enough in here to get finished today. It's 11:30 now. He should be back in sort of the next 20 minutes with the next load. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, but failing that, we'll just have to come back in tomorrow. 3 loads in now. I don't think, because of the delays that the driver's been having out on the road, I don't think we're going to get all 6 in today. That was our 3rd. We've got another one which is literally on his way now, and then once he's dropped that, he's literally going to turn around and go back for another load. So we should get 5, but to be fair, it's been going down quite well, so I'm not overly too worried. I should at least get you know, sort of a whole layer across the whole thing, and then the last load that comes in, if it doesn't come in today, comes in tomorrow. All we'll do is we'll sort of put a fine layer over the top, and then trap that in again. Alright, so we're all finished up here. Everything's all tracked in. So we did a 6-inch dig out, laid ceramic or membrane, and then we've had 6 loads of crushed hardcore come in, and that's been our capping layer. And like I say, tracked it in, and that's where we are. I know this video might be sort of a little bit boring to some of you or whatever. I'm just sort of testing the water with it, really. This is the first video that I've sort of made that involves work, and just want to, you know, see whether it's something that you know, you guys sort of enjoy, or whether it's something not to do again. So make sure, you know, you pop down below what you think. If it is something that you want to see again, then brilliant. If it's not, if you found it a bit boring, I do apologise. And again, pop your ideas down below of you know, what you actually want to see and what you think we should include, and that'll certainly help us to create better content that you guys enjoy. But appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.